Hello everyone, welcome to Heat Power Engineering online class. So in the last 3 sessions we were discussing about this unit 2 laws of perfect gas. So in that what is perfect gas, what are the gas laws, as well as the general gas equation, characteristic gas equation, and universal gas constant, and based on that we have tried to solve some problems also. And now this is the next session, which is session number 13. Here in this session, let us recall the previous session as usual, and based on all these previous slides which we have discussed earlier, based on that let us solve some problems. Okay, so before coming to the session, my dear students, please get ready with notebook, calculator and pens, because in this session we are going to solve only the problems. Okay, so you have to use your calculator while discussing with the problems. Okay, so don't copy and paste the ready-made answers what I am giving. So please try to solve the equations by using your own calculator. So thereby you can expertise by using calculator. Okay, fine. Now let us recall the previous session with some simple questions. I hope you are ready to answer the questions. Yes, the first question is, characteristic gas equation of a perfect gas is. Characteristic gas equation of a perfect gas is. Any guess? That is PV is equal to MRT. PV is equal to MRT. P is pressure, V is volume, M is mass, R is gas constant, and T is temperature. Okay. So the next question is the ratio of a material's volume to its mass. The ratio of material's volume to its mass, or you can say simply the ratio of volume to its mass is what? We had discussed while deriving the characteristic gas equation, while modifying from general gas equation into characteristic gas equation. What is that? Yes, that is specific volume. That is specific volume. What is the ratio of mass by volume? Mass by volume is density. Okay, fine. So now the third question is the unit of gas constant R. Unit of gas constant R is what? Joules per kg Kelvin, or else kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Yes. The next question will be the value of gas constant R for atmospheric air. Do you remember this? The value of gas constant R for atmospheric air is, I already told this is very important to solve the problems. You should remember, because in some of the problems the value will be unknown, but the thing is that you cannot claim that is unknown value. So that is a assumed value, and you should remember to assume the value of gas constant for atmospheric air. What is the value? So that is 287 joules per kg Kelvin, or 0.287 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Okay, and the last question is the value of Ru is not same for all gases. The value of Ru is not same for all gases. Suggest this statement is true or false. The value of Ru is not same for all the gas. Whether it is true or false? That is false, because the value of Ru is same for all the gas. What is Ru? Product of molecular mass and gas constant. That is same for all the gas. The value is 8.314 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Is that right? Okay, fine. So these are all the answers. You should remember this. Now let us go to the problems straight away. Fine. This is the first problem we are going to solve. I hope you are ready with the notebook, calculator as well as pen. Okay. So today, now I don't want to count. Now let us note down this problem. I will read this problem. A gas at a temperature of 333 degrees centigrade and 20 bars has a volume of 0.06 meter cube, full stop. It is expanded to volume of 0.54 meter cube. Determine the final pressure of the gas, comma, if the final temperature of the gas after expansion is 30 degrees centigrade. Okay, so this is what the problem. So now what you should do? Yes, you have to write down the data. What and all he has given? T1, the gas at a temperature, initial temperature is how much? 333 degrees centigrade. That you can convert from degree centigrade to Kelvin. Of course you know it, no need to repeat again. And 20 bar, for this condition of temperature, what is the pressure? Pressure P1 is equal to 20 bar. You know how to convert from bar to Newton per meter square multiplied with 10 to the power of 5. Has a volume for this temperature and pressure condition. What is the volume? 0.06. V1 is equal to 0.06 meter cube. Now you know the value of T1, P1 and V1. It is expanded to volume 0.54 for next stage. So V2 is equal to 0.54 meter cube. Determine the final pressure of the gas. Final pressure of the gas is how much? That is nothing but P2 is equal to how much? If the final temperature of the gas after expansion is 30 degrees centigrade. T2 is equal to 30 degrees centigrade, that is equal to 30 plus 273, that is equal to 303 Kelvin. Okay. Now the solution, what you should calculate? Let P2 is equal to final pressure of the gas. Now you know P1, you know T1, you know V1, V2 and T2. Which equation you can use? Normally we have three equations. One is general gas equation, characteristic gas equation and universal gas constant relation. So out of which, yes, we can use general gas equation. What the general gas equation says? P1 V1 by T1, that is equal to P2 V2 by T2, that is equal to constant. So I can write P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. This equation. So where what we have to calculate? We have to calculate the value of P2. So I can rearrange this equation according to the value of P2. P2 is equal to P1 V1 T1, that is equal to V2 T1. So this is a cross multiplication. No need to explain all those things repeatedly. So now do you know the value of P1? Yes. V1? Yes. T2? Yes, you know. T1, of course. V2? Yes, you know. So now apply all these values into this equation. This is what? And see, P1 is equal to 20 into 10 to the power of 5. V1 is equal to 0.06. So sorry, this is 0.06, not 0.006. There is a typographical mistake. Please correct it in your notebook. 0.06 and 303, that is T2 divided by T1 is equal to 606 and V2 is equal to 0.54. It is right. So if you solve this equation by using your calculator, please use your calculators to solve this. Take your own time, no issue. So that will become 13121 Newton per meter square. So please check the answer. So I can write this Newton per meter square form of pressure into bar 10 to the power of minus 5 multiplied. So that will give you 1.3 bar. Simply you can get 1.3 bar. Is that okay? Very simple problem. Okay. Yes. So now we are going with the next problem. This problem is very important and it is very interesting also. Let us take this problem. I'll read the problem and you please note down the problem. A vessel of capacity 3 meter cube, a vessel of capacity 3 meter cube contains air as ideal gas at a pressure of 1.5 bar. Initially, it contains 3 meter cube of volume, that vessel. It contains air as an ideal gas at a pressure of 1.5 bar and temperature of 25 degrees centigrade. Initial conditions, you can say P1 and T1 easily, and this is V1. Additional air is now pumped. So this is the condition 1. So next process, what happens in process? Additional air is now pumped into the system. Some amount of air is going to pumped. Okay, until the pressure raises to 30 bar. The pressure raises to 30 bar and temperature raises to 60 degrees centigrade. Second condition, after pumping the air into the system. Determine the mass of air pumped. Of course, the additional air pumped means you have to add some amount of air, right? So there should be a difference in mass. So determine the mass of air pumped. What is the actual amount of mass which has been additionally added, that you should calculate, and express the quantity as a volume. So you are determining the mass of the air pumped and you express that quantity as volume. Which one? This mass as volume at a pressure of, but the condition is different, at a pressure of 1.02 bar and temperature of 20 degrees centigrade. 20 degree centigrade. Let us try to solve the problem. While solving the problem, I hope you will understand this whole problem very clearly. And if you didn't understand the problem, so what I suggest is please try to read the problem again and again. Okay. So now I will try to solve the problem. Let us the given data. So V1, it has given 3 meter cube. It is nothing but the capacity or the volume of vessel as well. P1 is equal to the initial pressure, that is 1.5 bar. I can convert from bar into Newton per meter square multiplied with 10 to the power of 5, that you know. T1 is equal to 25 degrees centigrade, convert from degree centigrade into Kelvin, that you know how. So then additional air is now pumped. We don't know what is the amount of air as going to pumped in, but we know the condition, the pressure has raised to 30 bar, I can say that is P2, convert from bar to Newton per meter square, and of course corresponding to this value of pressure, I can have the value of T2, that is 60 degrees centigrade, which is 333 kelvins. Fine. And also he has given the third condition, pressure is 1.02 bar, corresponding to that the value of temperature is 20 degrees centigrade, that is 293 Kelvin. Let us see one by one. Don't confuse the whole problem. Instead of that, let us try to solve one by one. So the solution, the first solution, first what you should calculate, determine the mass of air pumped in. Determine the mass of air pumped in. Fine. Mass of air pumped in, that is what you should calculate. Let M1 is equal to mass of air initially filled in the vessel. Because the vessel has capacity 3 meter cube, it contains some amount of air at a pressure of 1.5 bar and temperature of 25 degrees centigrade, right? It was not zero, it was not empty. It was contained some amount of air. I can say M1 is equal to that amount of air, which is mass of air initially filled in. Fine. M2. What is M2? M2 is mass of air in the vessel after pumping, or you can say final mass of the air in the vessel after pumping. See, don't confuse here. You had some amount of the gas inside the vessel already, but we don't know the value. So we have considered it as M1. Some M amount of the gas has been added into the system. M1 to M1 we have added some amount of the gas M, and it becomes M2. M2 is the mass of the air in the vessel after pumping. So now what we should calculate is mass of the air pumped. We don't know the value. We don't want the value of initial or final. We want only the value of actual air pumped in. So actual air pumped in is the difference between M2 and M1. Is it right? Because M1 is the initial mass, M2 is the final mass. In between, the difference between this M2 and M1 is what? Amount of air pumped in. That's all. So now what you should calculate to calculate M? We have to calculate M1 as well as M2. Simple. Fine. Now we know that the characteristic gas equation, which is P1 V1, that is equal to M1 or T1. Do you know the value of P1? Yes, you know. Do you know the value of V1? Of course. M1 is unknown. Of course, it's the required data. What you should calculate? R is gas constant. What is the gas here? Gas is air. So I already given in the last session as a note part the value of R for atmospheric air. That is, you should remember that. You should never forget. Okay. So you can apply the value of R for air, and T1, that is initial temperature, that you know. So in this equation only unknown data is M1. Okay. So M1 is equal to P1 V1 divided by RT1. Can I write like this? Yes. So this is equal to P1 is 1.5 10 to the power of 5 into V1 is equal to 3 divided by R 287, taking R for air is equal to 287 joules per kg Kelvin. Okay, into 298, which is the value of T1. So solve this one by using your calculator. Please use your calculator. So that will give you 5.26. The unit of mass is kg. Unit of mass is kg. Please cross check this answer with your calculator. Okay, this is mass 1, initial mass of the gas, which is already contained in the vessel. Yes. Now let us continue with this problem. Similarly, we can write this characteristic equation for next stage, that is P2 V2 is equal to M2 or T2. Can I write like this? Yes, of course. Now you know the value of P2. You can see the data which is already there in your notebook. You know the value of V2, that is equal to M2, we don't know. R, of course, it is same. The air itself, it is a gas. Only state has changed, not the gas has changed. Don't confuse with the states and the number of gases. Okay. T2 is equal to final temperature. Now you might have asked a question that, sir, V2 is unknown because he has only given the value of V1. So if I go to the previous slide, he has given the value of V1. V2 is unknown here. But remember, here we are using a vessel. The vessel capacity is 3, right? So you are adding the amount of air where? To the vessel itself. So the volume of vessel is constant, right? Volume of vessel is constant. The mass of the gas is only changing. Mass of the gas is only changing and not the volume, right? So now you are considering V1 is equal to V2. We can consider V1 is equal to V2 because the same vessel we are considering to solve this problem. So M2 is equal to, what you should calculate? M2 is equal to same as that of M1, P2 V2 by R T2. You know the value of P2, you know the value of V2, you know the value of R, and you know the value of T2. Apply all these values into this equation. Try to use your calculator, resolve these, and finally you will get the answer, that is 94.17 kg. This is the final, not the difference. This is the final mass of gas. See, I have given the condition because V2 is equal to V1, the same volume of vessel. Don't confuse. Okay, fine. Now what you should calculate? Actually, we want the value of mass of air pumped in. Mass of air pumped in. This is the difference between final mass M2 and initial mass M1. M is equal to M2 minus M1, that is equal to 94.17 minus 5.26, that is equal to 88.91 kg. Is that okay? Yes. So now this volume, this mass 88.91, you should calculate it in the form of volume. You have to determine this value in the form of volume. But the condition he has given pressure 3 and temperature 3. If you go with the previous slide, see here, determine the mass of the air pumped in. We have already determined, and express the quantity, this quantity, as a volume. See, don't confuse. This quantity, this mass as volume. Instead of volume, what happens? In the form of volume, condition is different at a pressure of 1.02 bar and temperature of 20 degree centigrade. Okay. Now you know the value of m mass, volume of air pumped in. We know the mass of air pumped in, determined in the form of volume. Let us see how. Volume of air pumped in at a pressure of 1.02 bar and temperature of 20 degree centigrade. So I can calculate, let V3 be the volume of air pumped in, because already we have used V1 and V2. Of course, it may be V1 is equal to V2, even though we can take this is V3 to avoid the confusions, right? So V3 is equal to volume of air pumped in. See, V3 is not the volume of vessel. V3 is not the volume of vessel. V3 is the volume of air pumped in. We know the mass, but we don't know in the form of volume. So we know that T3 V3 is equal to M3 R T3. Is it right? Can you write like this? Of course. So now you know the value of T3 here. V3 at to calculate. M3, of course you have calculated, you can take M is equal to M3, because you have to calculate the volume of the air pumped in. You know the quantity in the form of mass. So M is nothing but, you can take it as M3, and R, of course it will never change, because the gas which is used for this system or this process, which is atmospheric air. And T3, of course he has given the condition P3 and T3. Mass he has already calculated by using the initial and final mass. So now only unknown data will be V3. So I can resolve this equation. V3 is equal to M3 R T3 divided by P3. You know the value of M already calculated. 297, 293, that is T3. P3 is equal to, you know that. So if you solve these equations by using your calculator, you will get the answer, that is 73.3 meter cube. This is the volume of gas. Volume of gas. Is that okay? So now the only doubt if you ask is, why we are adding this mass 88.91 instead of 94.17 or 5.26 kg? Why can't we add M1 or M2 in this equation? No, we cannot add, because you are calculating the volume of the air which is pumped in. Okay, you know the quantity of the air pumped in, that is what you have calculated. This amount of kg of air, you have to calculate it in the form of volume. That is what the aim of the problem. So that is why we have considered, to calculate this V3, we have considered the value of M as M3 as 88.91. Is that okay? Fine. So this is 73.3 meter cube. So thank you very much, dear students. So if you want to recall all these sessions, like session number 10, 11, 12 as well as 13, what and all we have discussed is, we started with the perfect gas. What is the perfect gas? A definition. It should obey all the gas laws under the entire condition of temperature and pressure. And what are these gas laws? Different gas laws: Boyle's law, Charles law, Avogadro's law, Gay-Lussac law, as well as the Joule's law also we have discussed. And basically, what was that gas laws? I have given a definition. Gas laws is nothing but, for any gas, there are 4 variables which will control the physical properties of gas. Those are pressure, temperature, volume and moles. So gas law is nothing but, we are trying to find the relation between any 2 variables when the rest 2 variables are kept constant. So that is what the Boyle's law, Charles law, Gay-Lussac law and Avogadro's law, so on. Later on we come up with the general gas equations. The general gas equation, why we have discussed this general gas equation? Because in the normal case, in the gas laws, we are making 2 gas variables are kept constant. But in the normal practice, the important 3 variables are pressure, temperature and volume, which are not constant. Simultaneously it will change. So this is a practical case. To deal with this practical cases, we are going to mix up, we are going to combine the Charles and Boyle's law, which will give you the combined gas equation, as well as you can say it as a general gas equation, which is PV is equal to CT, where C is a constant. You had written that equation as PV by T is equal to constant as a general form. You also written it as You also written it as P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2 is equal to constant, and so on till n number of stages. And next we had come up with the characteristic gas equation, which was a modified equation, modified form of gas equation, that is PV is equal to mRT, where m is equal to mass, R is equal to gas constant, and the value of gas constant is not same for all the gases, it is different for different gases. And the unit of R, you already it has been derived by using some relations, by using that individual units of the variables, that is joules per kg Kelvin or kilojoules per kg Kelvin. And next one, it is universal gas constant, defined as the product of molecular mass and gas constant, that is capital M into R. The very important point you should note down is the universal gas constant, the value of universal gas constant is same for all the gases, that is 8.134 kilojoules per kg mole Kelvin. So this is what the things which we have discussed in all these sessions. And once again, thank you so much, my dear students, and you please try to solve the many more problems so that I will give you as assessment to you. You please use your calculator to solve all these problems. Thank you very much. Thank you once again.